It started as a whisper in our neat cul-de-sac where manicured lawns and similar houses cried out conformity. Diane Mitchell, who'd just moved in 6 months before, was a pain from day one, crashing uninvited to critique your hedges for being an 8-2 crazy by HOA standards. I brushed it off as overly eager neighborliness, but her advice escalated to an obsession she delivered, do-it-yourself citations on phony HOA letterhead like she'd robbed a print shop. We laughed, flung them, but Diane envisioned herself the sheriff of Greenhaven Estates when summer arrived and pools glimmered trouble brewed. Diane didn't have a pool and despised exclusion, so on a scorching Saturday she appeared at my doorstep, oversized sunglasses on clipboard clutched like a battle plan. "Hi, Ellen," she chirped. "I'm having my daughter's birthday party, and of course you'll let us use your pool." It wasn't a request, it was a dictate. I blinked, shocked by her temerity. "Sorry." "No," I told nice but firm, her smile eyes narrowing behind shades. "Excuse me," I softened, sensing anger. "We're busy." Truth was my intention was to lounge alone, but that counted. Diane huffed about uncooperative vibes and stormed off, heel-stabbing my walkway. I thought that was a good anecdote for the group chat. I was mistaken. Diane didn't take rejection, and she weaponized by noon. A non-compliance notice was taped to my mailbox. Scrolled-in marker, quoting a spurious rule regarding pool sharing responsibilities. I laughed, but as I removed it from Diane's head, burst out of her shrubs like an angry squirrel taking a selfie. "Documenting your disobedience," she growled. Disappearing, neighbors buzzed, speculating that Diane was advocating a mandatory pool access policy, a community app post. Clearly her labor ranted about selfish pool hoarders, garnering eye-roll emojis and teasing about her bird bath. She installed a table on my sidewalk clipboard, stacked a jar that said, "Pool Fond Petition Drive." She crowed, waving at passers-by, who ignored her by evening, red-faced and signature. Less she packed up her jar, empty her rap tirade that evening. Tagging my house via GPS wailed about her daughter's ruined birthday, and my chlorine cruelty friends sent popcorn images. This was a circus, and Diane was the clown, but I sensed her escalating, a wasp ready to sting. 2 days later, clanging woke me outside. Diane car slowed, neighbors gawked. I locked my doors, called my wife Jess, who was 10 minutes away. 2 teens, probably Diane's daughter's friends, waved wristbands, then froze. Seeing my glare, Diane propped my gate with a traffic cone, muttering about neasements. Jess arrived filming as Diane shoved the gate, screaming, "This is community property." She switched to victim mode when she saw the camera clutching her arm. "Stop harassing me." Tom, a retired deputy neighbor, walked up. "Diane, you're 2 minutes from a judge." She was unfazed. She invoked a verbal HOA clause for taking underused amenities. Tom swallowed hard at the joke neighbors taped, making her tantrum into a viral sideshow. Diane called 911, alleging detainment on public land. I stood on my porch, allowing her to unravel. Jess whispered, "She's either getting arrested or passing out soon." I smirked at the spectacle as police arrived, lights lazy in the heat. Diane hurled herself at the cruiser, limping theatrically, spewing lies about hostile lockouts, and child endangerment officer Reed, coffee in hand, blinked slowly. Officer Cruz, squinting, skeptically asked us for the truth. Diane interrupted, alleging assault. Jess played the footage, Diane's gate shoving, 911 call, and fake loss. Reed sipped unmoved. Cruz said, "This is private property, you're free to leave." Diane sputtered. I declared it open. Reed deadpanned. "This ain't the frontier." Neighbors stifled laughs. Diane called 911, again, shrieking about imprisonment. Reed ended the call, warning of misuse charges. I declined to press trespassing. Savoring her meltdown, Diane kicked over her lemonade stand cups and wristbands, flying, and stormed off, vowing, "This isn't over." Her daughter slunk away. Mortified neighbors clapped as Diane's screeches faded. But I knew she was plotting. A manila envelope arrived marked urgent and cursive. Inside, a jumbled complaint accused me of amenity hoarding and psychological abuse via pool denial, fake witness statements, named absent neighbors, and a non-existent Carl Ironfist. I emailed the HOA board, headed by no-nonsense Carla River, with the video, and Deanne's forgery. Carla responded, dealt with, an emergency meeting was convened. Diane showed up in a lime green blazer with a binder titled Justice. She ranted on pool elitism, flaunting stock photos of kids in the pool. Carla took her apart. Private pools aren't public. Diane had no rule-making authority, and Carl Ironfist didn't exist. Laughter broke out. Carla fined Diane $300 per phony statement. Diane shrieked, "I'm the icy victim!" "Carla's not today." Silenced her, Diane stormed out. Knocking over a trash can, neighbors cheered with offers of coffee vouchers and a Pool Hero sticker. But Diane's silence seemed ominous. She reappeared with a flyer announcing a freedom splash at my pool, photoshopped with sharks and flags, balloons, and a pool-reclaimed banner festin. My sidewalk, Diane, in a visor, operated a popcorn machine and inflatable kiddie pools playing pop tunes. Strangers drawn by a public Facebook event came with floaties. I called the police. Diane, megaphone in hand, chanted, "We deserve the pool." Officers came stifling grins at the popcorn melee. Diane quoted communal votes. Crews responded, "Facebook isn't law, pack it up." Parents ran, kids wailed. Diane glared, screaming, "This isn't over." As her stand fell apart, I knew she'd hit again. Tom dropped a bombshell at a barbecue. Diane had proposed a community wellness center to the HOA, requiring my pool to demonstrate demand. Her Happy Springs LLC sought to make a profit off of grants and rentals, employing my property as her model. I discovered her LLC filings, verifying her grift. I forwarded them to Carla, who promised action. Neighbors avoided Diane. Her cookie sales plummeted. Carla's newsletter jabbed private property remains. Private Diane's app rants were ridiculed. Then she went off the rails, climbing over my fence in a glittery hat with a bastard to check my pool water, slapping quarantine stickers on my grill. I summoned the police officers who apprehended her mid-dash inspection for trespassing. Diane yelled regarding civic reassessment. Cruz joked, "You're blowing hot air." Handcuffed, she cried, "The waters will rise." Slow clapping neighbors escorted her out. Diane sued the HOA for aquatic oppression, requesting a personal pool. Carla's investigators revealed her fraud-forged signatures, fictitious invoices, and LLC money used for spa days and a pizza oven in court. Diane, wearing white, ranted regarding pool tyranny. The HO's attorney recited her crimes. Fraud, forgery, mail fraud. Diane's face pale as the judge threw out her case, awarding her $8,000 for legal costs. She fell getting out, banner dragging, memes exploded. Diane versus reality. 0 to 1. Diane's home sat on the market. Her quotes take the splash, parodied new purchasers. A young couple designed a mega pool with a lazy river. The HOA okayed Carla, giving them floaties. Neighbors clapped as Diane relocated her truck, squealing her former yard became a community center featuring swim days. Diane never succeeded. She rented a leaky apartment, her legacy being a warning, "Don't go full." Diane drifting in the new pool. I smiled. Diane didn't lose a pool, lost her hold, and Green Haven swam.